Hello, I'm Neil Quigley and welcome to my podcast. Theresa May says she does not want yes men in her cabinet. The man from Del Monte is said to be gutted. The one word that you will still not find a definition for in the English dictionary is Brexit, as no one still has any idea what it means or what it actually eventually will mean. The UK government has invited the Scottish First Minister for face-to-face Brexit talks with the Prime Minister, probably on the grounds that this process is so far currently such a mess that no action can make it any worse. The Prime Minister losing her voice during a keynote conference speech about the election is the metaphor to end all metaphors. Philip Hammond is claiming the Labour Party under Jeremy Corbyn wants to head back to the future with their policies. That's a bit rich from the man who is helping to remove us from a union that we've been in for over 30 years. He has accepted, though, that businesses need more clarity on Brexit, but the trouble is the government are trying to plan budgets not knowing how much money will be available. It's like trying to rent a flat without knowing what your monthly wage will be. So as Spain looks to be heading towards a civil war, the UK government announces plans to build more council houses. The whole world is digressing and just going back in time. Donald Trump is still at war with the NFL, but at least that stops him from bickering with North Korea, although you do worry he might nuke one of the stadiums. A supersonic jet-powered car engine was tested in Newquay last weekend, and it looks way more impressive than any picture that I have seen of any of Kim Jong-un's missiles. I reckon he might just be North Korea's answer to David Copperfield, and they're all just illusions. The Bank of England has published its latest Purple Book, which sets out how banks should prepare for a crisis. I really hope it just says, don't borrow more money than you could afford to pay back. Mind you, the Bank of England don't have to worry about any crisis themselves, as they can literally print their own money. Birmingham will host the 2022 Commonwealth Games, and with that accent and some of those houses in Solihull, never have the two words of this event ever been more relevant. Bags for Life could make us ill with the risk of food poisoning depending on how and what food we regularly carry in them, suddenly making 10p for a plastic bag look like great value for money. The soft drinks giant Britvic is to close its manufacturing site in Norwich in a plan to shake things up a bit. Uber's London boss is set to leave the company. I think it's apt that she's completed her journey at the same time the business may have completed theirs. I hope she resigned online and an arrow follows her around until she leaves the building. The thing that worries me about electric cars is their tendency to flip off the road, or have they improved a bit since the last time I played with a Scale Electrics? Elon Musk reckons he will be able to produce rockets that could get passengers from London to New York in 29 minutes. I mean, you can't even get from Canary Wharf to the West End in that time. I walked past the Tate Gallery last week. A man was singing a song that he'd made up, completely out of tune, about modern artists ruining art, without any hint of irony. Marilyn Manson is recovering after part of his stage fell on him during a concert. I mean, I guess his stage makeup does make him look a bit like the Phantom of the Opera, so that might explain it. Claire Baldwin has had to deny claims in a magazine article that she is a diva. And in other unrelated news, Mariah Carey has expressed an interest in becoming a sports presenter. A former women's college has come under pressure for entering an all-male team on University Challenge. I mean, it was probably just that the ladies had better things to do than staying in every evening reading encyclopedias and wearing too much tweed. Shock this week as figures show online gambling has led to more addicts. Who knew making something like that easier would lead to this situation? I mean, what were the odds? Aung San Suu Kyi has been stripped of the Freedom of Oxford she was awarded in the 90s, which probably concerns her as much as it does Piers Morgan when people call him an idiot. Royal Mail workers have voted to strike over their pensions. Luckily it was not a postal vote, or their slips may not have been delivered. Pheasants are the species of bird most likely to be run over on UK roads, research suggests. Now, I'm not a scientist, but as they wander mostly on country roads and they're not great flyers, I reckon I could have guessed this and saved them a few £1,000s there. Scientists in Antarctica are being sent brooms to clean up penguin poo. I'm pretty sure they don't put that on the posters when they're attracting the boffins to this role. Pick up a penguin poo. That's it for this week. Thanks for listening. Have fun, and I'll see you next week. Bye.